Hey, what's going on, guys? Everybody in my Facebook group. Hope you guys are doing good. Wanted to shoot a quick update. I know I updated you just on some random posts, and I've chatted with a lot of you about the Onyx Scalper. The last week, I've actually been taking the first entry as opposed to the optimal entry, and I'll show you a couple reasons why. And it's actually outperforming. Even with some choppy markets, you'll take some losses here and there. It is what it is. I've said it a million times. This is not like a holy grail indicator. You're not going to win 100%. I'm hovering right around 70. I think 72% is what I posted in the group today. With a lot of those losses coming on NFP and Memorial Day, I traded. And I know I really shouldn't have. It was a really slow market, so I got kind of just chopped out. But the losses were so small. They were like less than 10 pips. Some of them were like 6 and 8 pip losses. So it's not like a huge deal. So real quick, I just want to scan a couple pairs and I want to show you how this can actually change your, I think it might change your strategy using this Onyx Scalper. And if you're brand new, it's a hands down, I highly recommend it. And if you're still struggling, winning trades consistently, I recommend you grabbing it. Install, it's really simple to use. So real quick, the green box is simply a session indicator. If you want to grab it yourself, it's actually in the file section of the group. You can grab it. What it represents is the New York session. It's 8 in the morning to 11. So it's 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 11. So it's about a 3-hour window. That's when I'm looking for trades. And again, I'm just looking for something like this, right? You see an initial buy signal fires here. It's kind of funny, there was actually no optimal signal. I guess the optimal signal was down here, which shot off for 92 pips. But you can see this right here, you would have got in on this candle. So one, you're typically getting in on the pullback. And I would just throw like a 20 pip stop. I'm down here. You could come down below this low if you want. Sometimes it'll wick out. But most of the time it's going to hold in this zone. So as long as you give it a little bit of a buffer, you don't want to like crush or smother the trade, right? So I'd put 20 pips. You could easily get 20 pips. I'll show you a couple other ones. This is EJ. Last couple days, pretty simple trades. This was a perfect one. Let me zoom in here. It's kind of hard to see. It's so far out. So you got it right there. Boom. It's still going. I mean, it's up 53 pips. But again, I'm just going for 20 pips. Again, 20, 20. So you see how the stop loss is just smaller. The optimal entry actually fired pretty quick on this one. You would have gone in right there. But that's a 30 pip stop, which isn't terrible. Going for 20 pips. But here, you're at about 17 pips, call it 20 with a nice buffer. So you're closer to a 1-to-1. Let's see some other ones. Euro, this was an easy one. Euro USD. Again, the optimal entry, if you just took that, it's only 18 pips. So that's a great optimal entry. Boom. You could see how easy it is to use. So anybody that I've seen a couple people post that they're losing more than they win. I think a lot of it has to do with you trying to take every signal and trading outside of certain time windows, right? The key to this is trading during the London session, trading during the New York session. After 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, you get into lunchtime, right? Also, London is closing out. So you have London closing out, lunchtime for New York session, and the Asian and the Australian markets are closed. So there's very little volatility. So if you're taking signals during that time frame, you're going to get really no volume. So it's just not going to push anywhere. So I think that's really where your losers are coming from, because I definitely don't have many losers. The other thing is make sure you're trading pairs that actually move. If you're trading any of the Swiss pairs, they don't really move 20 pips in a day. You know, it might go up 5-10 pips and then go back. And so I think pay attention to the pairs you're trading. He actually recommends what pairs he trades. I've shared a million times what pairs I trade. I only look at 6 pairs, even though it does work on every single pair. This is GA. I like this pair. I didn't get in anything today. You could see that you could have taken a bounce, but I didn't take that because I was looking for a signal change. But regardless, both these trades that we see on the screen were winners, right? You would have got in down here, 28 pips, 31 pips. So you got to grab 20 pips there. You could have easily got 20 pips here. So the pairs I trade, the pairs I look for, they give me good results. Let me show you just like a Swiss pair. There's no signals there. CAD. See, like these would be losing trades, right? But this is right before London. These trades don't really move. That's 14 pips. So you got to keep that in mind. The pairs you're trading, if they don't move a lot, that right there, that whole move is 20 pips. So if you're gonna trade something like this that doesn't move very far, you can't go for 20 pips. You gotta go for like 5-10 pips, and then you would probably be fine. Yeah, I mean, look, that's 5 pips. So I would just stay away from any of those pairs. Japanese pairs are good. Nothing there. Let's see what else there was. Pound US dollar crushed it today. But I think this week, if I didn't take Memorial Day, I think I only have 1 losing trade. And I've taken like 14 trades. So it works really well when you stick to the pairs that move. And try that out in your trading. Try out taking the original, just that first entry signal. Give yourself a little bit of a buffer. Kind of imagine where the diamond would appear. Just put it down there because you'll see you would have got it. Oops. You would have got in like right in here somewhere. You could add a 20 pip. I mean, it went easily 20 pips. It's up at 65 pips still running. So try that out. It's actually worked really well. It's made my stops smaller. And it's actually increased my win rate because you're kind of getting in on the pullback. Generally is what happens. You could see it pulled back like perfectly, like to the pip. It like touched that thing and just took off. So I wanted to keep this short, sweet, to the point. Happy trading. If you haven't yet got the Onyx, I'll put a link to a YouTube video and then just go get it. It's in the description of that YouTube video. All right, cool. Bye.